bit scarier because, I mean, I was talking about in the last game, Guichabou Dojo having those platforms can be detrimental player because you want that grounded runway, and this is the grounded runway map. There's nowhere to run away. The walls are small, you can't really hide there for long. The ground is just a long, flat surface, and Money's going to be loving that, immediately catching that. That's just almost a KO. This character is so abhorrent with how much damage you can put out so quickly. It's terrifying, but speaking of terrifying, so the Katara's up the side of the stage. Guichabou finds a slap as well. A second side air. Monihalla's done.
Okay, there we go. Coming out of Guichabou, having that overall control of Monihalla in that air, and really showing what he's kind of made of. And now he's being that aggressor that we know him for. He was actually being more the aggressor with Sword, trying to keep Monihalla on his toes. Swaps over Guitars again, but Monihalla's just really approaching with an arm gameplay. It's catching Guichabou off guard a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, I think in terms of catching off guard, it's kind of a battle of who's ready for what's coming, because, I mean, Monihalla is going in with this greatsword quite consistently, but quite often the reason he's losing these stocks a bit earlier is he's overextending off the side of the stage, maybe looking for an early knockout with a greatsword side air, and Guichabou is so calm and composed and ready to turn that back around with those guitars, and it really can become a huge threat weapon. But just saw the dodge. Gonna get the greatsword in hand, immediate dodge catch from Money as well, gonna hold the space, not pressure too hard, isn't able to catch the landing, and now Guichabou's the one holding the stage control. Goes for the ground pound, that's gonna be enough.
Yeah, it's going to come down to that. Now we're seeing Monihalla on his final stock here, and you know they are up one game over Guichabou, but they don't want to really throw that away if they possibly can go ahead and get this game number 4 in their favor. And now we're seeing Monihalla have that greatsword, which really had a lot of control over Guichabou. You're seeing Guichabou use that weapon throw side air to kind of mix it up a little bit to be able to approach that greatsword, because he can't really go in with sidelights unless like Monihalla whiffs an attack. He's gonna be very careful here. And as I said, that's the reason why you have to be very careful, because Monihalla can come in with that greatsword string and knock your stock out completely very quickly.
Yeah, but now he needs to try and ensure he finds these strings before Guichabou can put him in the red. We saw last game he was starting to crawl back into it, but Guichabou just managed to close things out early enough. That dash cancel onto the ground, gonna snap out of that string, but now Monihalla bringing things back. Damage is back to even, and still racking up this damage. Could be staring down the barrel of a defeat for Guichabou here if one more dodge is caught, able to dodge through. Guichabou Katars now in hand. Money going for these turnaround dodge reads, can't secure it. Side air comes through, and Monihalla closes out the victory.
Monihalla coming in with that 3-1 over Guichabou, and really showing that power of that greatsword very, very nicely. And that's the way you go ahead and go about that. Very nice job coming out of Monihalla, but you know that greatsword overall platform control and using those strings that greatsword has allowed for them to really approach Guichabou in a way that Guichabou really can approach back. So as soon as that Diodry comes out, we've said it multiple times in this set, you know, it allowed for them to go ahead and do so. So very nice job coming out Monihalla. And you know, there's that 537 greatsword damage that we know them for.
10 damage on Axe? How?
Yeah.
What move on Axe does 10 damage with 8 strength? I actually can't like imagine. I guess if you like clip like the very edge of a ground pound or something, maybe. I'm not sure how else you're gonna do, unless you're hitting like 5 to 10 weapon throws exclusively with Axe, but still very good job to Monihalla. Also, interestingly, didn't bring up the stats of this matchup before because we sort of rushed into it, but Monihalla has a pretty rough record against Guichabou. Previously before this set, 2-7 in favor of Guichabou. So now 3-7, bit of a better percentage win rate there, but notably as well, despite having that negative win rate, the game count is a little bit closer. So it seems that most of their sets tend to be very close. So pretty strong showing from Money to not only win here, but avoid going to a game 5 as well.
Yeah, and I mean, we're kind of really seeing a lot of adapting from Monihalla based off of the offseason. You know, one of the major things that I think he had really rough time with in the beginning was Guichabou's guitars, and now that he's kind of facing them a decent bit, you know, that string that greatsword really has allows for him to really approach a lot better. I think he kind of realized that, and just took full ride of that. So very nice job coming out of Monihalla winning that set over them, but over Guichabou. But now we're going into our next elimination semifinals matchup, which is going to be Raid versus Flower. And, you know, both these players are powerhouses. Flower is PR 13, but Raid is PR 84. And was seed like, I believe like 40 something, because we had a lot of PR players in this event. It came in from that seed and is already up into top 6 as well. And beat, I believe, Radish too. We talked about that, I believe, previously on stream here. And, you know, some unfortunate things happened with Radish on the winner's side, but Raid still took that seed. It took it with stride. Is now in the winning side of, or into top 6, I should say. And this could be interesting. I mean, we haven't seen a whole lot of Raid outside of this broadcast. I mean, we know Flower for Yumiko. That's what we know them for. They're, I believe, sponsored also by P2 as well. So it's going to be kind of cool to see how Flower's Yumiko really goes against Raid's Ulgrim. From what I remember, he does play that Ulgrim a bit. So I want to see what happens. But what's your thoughts on this one?
Raid is a player that I really hadn't heard the name of before today, and just looking at some stats, PR 84 in North America, hasn't been able to break into even top 32 in the majority of tournaments, only been competing since sort of mid to late 2023. Had a decent run in 2024, pushed towards the top 32s of majors and Moose Wars like this one as well, and then 65th at BCX, which is definitely nothing really to scoff at considering how stacked that tournament is. But obviously opening up this esports year with a much better showing, already, you know, guaranteed getting 5th place at this tournament, and looking to try and push further, although he is going to have to go through the wall that is Flower, who just can really catch you off guard. Flower's a player who really punishes you for having bad defensive mix-ups and can output so much damage so quickly, especially with that hammer, if you aren't prepared for the playstyle he's bringing to the game.
Yeah, Flowers does very well of taking a lot of neutral control over their opponents, but also really maximizing on the opportunities that you give them. You know, they'll go in for a couple different things here and there based off of how you dodge, how you play, and you're really seeing Flower punish a lot of what Raid's throwing out. That Derek does come in clutch, dodging away from that side air from Raid, and you know, we're seeing Flower really counteract the lance of Ulgrim, which is the one main thing that is used to really go ahead and get a lot of knockdowns because of how much range and how much force it has.
Yeah, pretty ironic that we were talking about how good Flower is and how oppressive he can be, and he immediately misses a D-Light set, but is able to clean it up now, pushing this advantage, trying to get some more value on this stock lead, and immediately finding his positioning and spacing with this bow is so impressive. He's sniping out these D-Lights, catching those guaranteed combos into the end light as well, and he's neutralized, well placed to get stacked players off him. Raid looking for a way to close out this stock. Ulgrim, the only real weakness he has is he doesn't have a guaranteed KO confirm combo. Besides that, a really impressive character. Flower does have those combos in spades. Stomp into the recovery at the bottom of the screen. That's going to be KOing way earlier than he needed to.
Yeah, Flower really showing how his momentum has been this current round, and now he's going in with this hammer, having the range to kind of counteract that lance a little bit. But as we say that, Raid comes and picks up that axe and gets a falling cider knockout.
Yeah, now one full stock of deficit that Raid needs to make back up here. Needs to play a magical game. We've seen Raid make some pretty impressive things happen today, especially with the juggles on this axe. Whether or not you can keep that going against Flower is going to be the real question, as now we're back into neutral, both players trying to find their advantage state, but it's pretty back and forth, and that's not what you want if you're Raid. You want to have that advantage, have that momentum.
Stomp cider coming in from Flower, now picking up the bow, kind of weapon starving Raid from being able to pick up that lance a little bit. Flower comes in with that stomp cider, and it knocks, and Flower will go ahead and take game number 1 over Raid in a very nice fashion, involving that hammer a ton as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's the really scary thing about a Yumiko, especially a Yumiko as accomplishes this, is like Yumiko can build up so much damage and has a hammer unlike any other, where you have that area denial with that D-Sig, and also because of that D-Sig, you have string setups that no other hammer character really has, where you can play hammer almost like a string weapon. And for a weapon like hammer that is already so efficient at finding those KOs with those stomp combos, having that extra little bit of damage build up in the mix with your Sig kit makes Yumiko a really niche but effective character.
Yeah, and plus with how the signature sets are with that character too, a lot of players have a rough time adapting to them, no matter the skill level. Usually we see Flower using those signature sets with the bow, with the hammer, and we actually saw it recently with the hammer. He was taking advantage of the hammer signature, where it kind of prevented Raid from picking up that lance. So now we're kind of seeing Flower kind of keep Raid off of that. He was starting to counteract it very nicely the last round, but I don't think he feels very comfortable going against it compared to something like Axe, which he probably faces a lot more in the Brawlhalla scene as well. So kind of keeping Raid on what Flower's used to going against, while we're actually kind of seeing Raid mix things up a little bit. He's just kind of like dash dancing a little bit. He's doing this dash upward into dare, kind of here and there, side air options. But keeping up with Flower, and actually side airs Flower in the weapon throw lands. Flower unable to get out of the range of that weapon throw.
Yeah, beautiful turnaround on that side air, and then to confirm with the weapon throw, very good. Goes for the end sig to read that defensive option, isn't able to connect it, but is going to click onto the stock for the time being. Flower has the bow in hand, not necessarily the more efficient KOing option. You see the end light there, not going to be even close to knocking out quite yet. Need a few more of those. Raid has the guaranteed damage there. I'm going to chunk it up. That Axe can just build and build and build so quickly. Now Raid, the one holding a pretty decent lead here, needs to maybe get a tiny bit more value, but the D-Sig will connect, confirms that Nair out of it, and now Flower looking to make things back up.
Yeah, and Flower uses that D-Sig very, very well, and it's catching Raid off guard quite a bit too. We just saw second one land onto Raid, and now we're seeing Raid on the Lance. And you know, Lance I believe the most range when it comes down to a weapon, outside of maybe like something like Hammer, which is why you're seeing Flower kind of stick with it a little bit. But as we say that, Flower's able to get out of the range of Raid, but that three-piece combo comes in. He doesn't even need to land the goddamn ground pound at all, my man, and he just comes in and takes that lead away from Raid.
What a heartbreaker. This is why you cannot afford to get overzealous against a weapon like Hammer in the hands of a player like Flower. When you're close to the edge there, that's just it. GCN light though, what a beautiful turnaround. Raid, and making sure that Flower can't get too comfortable here, turning things back into an even game lost stocks.
Yeah, this is down to the wire for this round here. You know, if you're Flower, you want to go ahead and take this to have a 2-0 over Raid. But if you're Raid, you really need to go ahead and get this round. You don't want to have to do a reverse 3 against Flower. You want to have the opportunity of having that openness against Flower and being a lot more comfortable. But at the moment, Flower has Raid in the orange. You're seeing Raid feel that pressure a little bit. Gets that 3-piece combo, side light into down light into jump ground pound. I'm going to try to do that side light in the neutral air. Gonna try to go in for a dare option. Flower hitting him with that down signature. And that might be his demise there if he's able to land that again. Or get that 2-piece combo once again with, oh, he did it too far. Raid went too far. Flower with the weapon throw. And now it's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. Flower going ahead, taking that game number 2 to their name in a way that he's been able to punish Raid's over aggression against him. We saw these recoveries, you know, we saw him go off ledge a little bit and kind of try to bait Flower out, but overall Flower just really showed what they're made of. And even on the second stock, he didn't even have to land that grab pound. He already knew it was done.
And what a heartbreaker if you're Raid, right? Like, he had that lead, had that advantage for a good little bit, and it seemed like he was starting to figure it out. But that's one of the biggest things with Flower, is that Flower will just sometimes steal something out from nowhere and just shut you down. And now we're seeing Raid possibly a tilt pocket pick. I'm not sure really what the game plan is here, being this deep into a set down 2-0. It did seem like he was starting to figure things out with how he was positioning and moving around Flower and making that Axe work. And now he's swapping not only one weapon, but both.
He's been kind of going back and forth a little bit. No, he's just trying to mix up Raid a tad. It looks like Raid might be going in and back and forth a little bit, trying to regroup. But that Mirage pick is definitely coming out, though, kind of mixing things up. Okay.
Light down air, gonna give Flower that space to breathe, and now putting on that pressure. Raid gets a scythe in hand. Curious to see how he does with this. Going to be a weapon that you really have to find your confirms with at this level of play. So far, can't guarantee anything quite yet, but does have the ability to throw out these safer options. Both players in this orange now. Raid looking to make a name for himself, turn around this upset against Flower. Can't find these moves though. I mean, both players just scrapping out in this neutral right now, but no major advantage has been taken a minute into this game. Recovery going to come through, not quite enough.
Yeah, a lot of back and forth coming in from both these players, man. It's going to come down to, you know, what Raid really does with that Mirage. You know, I want to see him really succeed with that. He maybe use that range of that spear, but we're going to have to really mix things up. Flower, the Stomp Cider is going to lead to Raid getting hit by weapon throw, and Flower going ahead taking that stock off of Raid.
Yeah, Raid keeping it close, though not in too bad of a position. One D-Light into Gravity Cancel Neutral Heavy could possibly be enough. This higher force. Cider going to come through. Not quite it. One more definitely will be GC downlight. More than enough, and Raid keeping it an even game.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit back and forth. You know, Raid definitely doing pretty well for, you know, swapping to a whole new character and trying to really approach Flower. Okay. Nice dare coming in. All right, he's trying to use that scythe a little bit to his favor as well.
It's working out for the time being. I mean, he has that damage lead for the time being. Not too much damage, but still enough to have a bit more breathing room as Flower struggling to find an in here, I think. The positioning definitely changing up against how Raid was playing with the Ogre. The ground pound stalled up by the weapon, but immediately punishes with the down air, looking for the edge guard. Can't find it. Flower clashes out. Ground pound stalled. Both players make it up alive, but that's a shocking way for that interaction to end.
Yeah, it is, and Flower's going to go down to that final stock. Raid kind of been able to regroup off that beginning, you know, weird start off there, and been able to really adapt with that scythe very well. And that scythe gameplay that we're seeing for Raid has been just mixing things up for Flower. But Flower's been able to come back, gets a Stomp Cider, gets another Stomp Cider again. Raid able to use that scythe off that ledge a little bit more and take that neutral control, but he's able to keep it.
Oh, the N-Light out of there is gonna send Raid packing. Now down to a one-stock game. Both players pretty much untouched. Maybe one or two hits worth of damage on Flower. Raid gonna dodge away from that D-Sig. Flower trying to capitalize, but can't get too much value out of it. Just throwing out this signature. And I mean, if you position correctly, you can afford to do that. It's gonna be frustrating to fight, but it is one of the more optimal ways to play Yumiko. Raid looking to try and find something off stage with the scythe. Can't secure anything. Finds the Nair. Gonna have the control, but Flower just scampering back to the stage too quickly.
Yeah, but now Raid has this neutral control over Flower. Flower's off that ledge. That GC Stanley comes in. Flower had an opportunity, or there was a knockout opportunity on the Flower by Raid, but Raid kind of brings him to the other side, allowing for Flower to live another 5, 10, 15 seconds there. But Flower gets hit by that sidelight. Has the opportunity of doing something funny. Stomp Cider comes in. Who's going to take it?
This is scary now because Raid really hasn't been making too much work happen with the spear. It's mainly been primarily the scythe. Finds the side, not going to be enough just yet. One more may do it. Goes all the way out for it, getting a bit greedy. And now Flower has the stage control. Gets caught with a dodge back over to the stage, and Raid keeping himself in the game and putting one game on the board.
Yeah, very nice job coming out of Raid, and he really maximized on the end where Flower really tried to approach him a second time on the final stock. And, you know, you saw Flower go in for that final stock with the dare option, but then try to go off ledge again for it. And that allowed for Raid to really come in and get that knockout with that Spirit Side Air. So very nice job coming out of Raid and really putting that pressure in. But, I mean, it all came down to really how Flower approached that. And Flower kind of impulse jumped into that. So going to game number 4, Raid definitely feeling a lot more comfortable, but at the same time, he is down, you know, another game or another round over Flower there. So he's got to win 2 more rounds in a row to be able to beat Flower to go further into this bracket. So he's got to put that work in, especially now.
Oh! Scary being on this stage against Flower. Flower can really take stocks early with the KO borders of this stage. Gonna get that recovery force. Raid back under. Raid goes high, gets hit with a Nair as well. Find out Pogo keeping it very close. Has a very small damage lead here. Might be looking to pick up the scythe. Actually sticking to the spear. Gonna throw it down. Isn't able to pick up the scythe, being too close to his already thrown weapon. Oh, the stomp into the end, like that is a bit more of a niche hammer combo. Very situational, but still very good to hit it there. Flower now turning things around, has the advantage, has the stage control. Not actually going to go too deep to try and secure the stock, just going to take his time, go back up. Now Raid, it's kind of just a game of chicken on who can maintain stage control longer, as Raid now side again. Avoids the down air.
Oh, double dare coming in clutch against Flower and knocking their first stock out. Very nice job from Raid, but Raid did go in very, very aggressive with his momentum. where he could have gotten really punished hard, but Flower just didn't take that opportunity and got double dared for it. Okay, now we're seeing Raid. Oh.
I'm really surprised with how this Mirage is doing, to be honest. I mean, a very, very different kind of pick from the Olgrim, and being able to swap to that and immediately just play on the same level is very impressive. Wolf on the D-line into the Nair, that's going to be enough, so keeping this game incredibly tight.
Yeah, we're just kind of seeing Raid kind of trying to approach Flower's neutral control pretty well with that scythe. You know, you're seeing Flower now starting to dodge dance a little bit, take advantage of the mechanics that Brawlhalla offers as well. But Raid comes in with that recovery, which doesn't also have a lot of recovery frames, which allows for them to follow up pretty nicely. Neutral Light comes in, neutral. Ooh, okay, gets the grab, gets the dare, gets the GC downlight. Flower's off that ledge. Here's an opportunity for Raid. He needs to take it, though. But Flower now in the exclamation points. The dare comes in. Will it be enough? GC downlight comes in.
Oh.
And Raid is up 1 stock over Flower now. Can he keep it?
The Scythe pick may have been the correct choice. Is now Raid holding a bit of a larger lead here. Can he push it further? Can he get that extra credit? Isn't able to catch the dodge there. That Nair not going to be enough quite yet. Flower looking to get rid of the stock as soon as possible. Might go deep for this edge guard to get it happen, but actually goes in for the ground pound. Sider's going to clash. Raid waits out, stalls out those options to avoid the ground pound. Looking for more damage here, but just both players kind of scrapping. The stall out on that side sig with the side light, and now Raid has got a bit of value. If he loses the stock here, he has room to work with, but trying to push it even further.
Oh, Flower comes in with that signature stomp into neutral air and knocks out Raid's second stock. 1 stock all here, but you know, Raid still has a half stock lead. If he can pick up that scythe and do some gaming with that against Flower with that scythe, he might be able to take this game number 4. But will Flower allow that to happen? It all comes down to Raid really finding his way to approach Flower, and Flower is starting to move his momentum a little bit. He's changing his playstyle.
Stomps there going to come through. Raid needs to try and close this out soon. Misses the down air, but there's no punish on it. Scythe being a bit of a harder weapon to punish, but still, that is a burn dodge and a burned attack. Flower will not miss those. Another game incredibly close. Goes in for the ground pound.
Nice.
Very ballsy there. Catches the down air and the side air as well. Raid closing out the stock and putting us into a game 5 out of nowhere.
Dude, yeah, Raid definitely showing that worth with that scythe there. You know, we're waiting for Flower to come back to go ahead and show it, but his scythe is really showing off against Flower, so we're definitely gonna be seeing a little bit more scythe coming out of Raid. We also didn't see a whole lot of spear that game. That was purely scythe from Raid.
Yeah, I was saying that earlier. It really feels like he's playing Mirage for the scythe. He's not even really using the SIGs that much, which I'm curious about. I guess he is comfortable having that spear to fall back on. Gonna be waiting here for Flower to restart. That was a very fast restart, actually. Straight back in, no time to test, and straight into the map planning. I will say I was doing a little bit of digging. It seems like Raid is a converted player over from console, just judging by stats. That's probably obvious to people who know of them, but for me, who doesn't know Raid outside of this tournament, they have under 500 hours of in-game time on this account, and only have that Olgrim on level 100. Their next highest is at level 31 in Mugi, so very likely a console convert.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that as well. That might be an option that he's had in the background where he's been trying to play during the offseason to kind of mix things up. And Scythe is in one of those spots right now in Brawlhalla where it does get chosen more because of the string ability that it has that was kind of like unlocked or shown to the community by players like Marckiemoo and stuff like that. But now we're seeing Raid hold this ledge against Flower very nicely. Gets the neutral layer, gets the GC downline.
Oh my goodness, Raid!
Showing that worth of that scythe, and it's starting to mix things up a little bit.
I was going to say, Raid seems to be moving a bit more confident this game, has brought us into a game 5 and coming in swinging. Now forced onto the spear, Flower got in, got that end light, and stalled out the weapon juggle that Raid was doing, but still is able to get a little bit done with the spear. Obviously, probably going to be looking for the scythe first chance he can get, because he's not even within that range of being KO'd quite yet. So he has the room to think, do I want to prime that spear, that scythe, or do I want to stick with the spear?
Flower
Is going to fall to the recovery.
Flower's ready, man. He's like, you know what? I'm not gonna let this go and take advantage of me in the beginning of this round. And now we're seeing Flower show that hammer gameplay. Ray needs to be able to rebuttal a little bit, though. He needs to be able to regroup, because now we're seeing Flower come in, but Ray's getting too aggressive. He's going to push Flower, and that hammer is aggressive from Flower. The recovery comes in. Says, don't do that to me at all. And now it's a one-stock lead, but Ray needs to get that scythe if he wants to go ahead and win this set.
That's a heartbreaker. I mean, he was looking so confident, so comfortable at the start of this game. Maybe got a little bit too hot, overheated, and found the punishment. As now Flower racking up even more damage. Raid needs to find something, some kind of opening, but I think he might have had the wind knocked out of his sails as he's kind of scrambling to just find any kind of damage. Panicking on the side of the wall here. Flowers just start stalling out everything.
As we say that, there comes in. He allows for Flower to come back, and that Stomp Sider comes in. We don't see Raid with the weapon. That down signature into a neutral layer is going to lead into a Stomp Sider. Flower coming in, showing what he's worth. Very nice job, and taking game number 5 into their name and winning that set over Raid. But that was such a close set overall.
Flower locked in, that's all I can really say. Like, he sort of realized, like, wait, I'm the GOAT. Locked in, and just that hammer just really shut it all down. We saw just how devastating that first stock was from Raid, and then it was just kind of radio silence for the rest of the game. Raid, I think, like I said, may have been coming in a bit too hot, had the confidence thinking like, okay, I've won 2 games, I'm just going to do the same thing, and then maybe went in a bit too hard, maybe got a bit too confident with himself. And in doing so, Flower just recognized that, slowed down for a minute, and just stooled out every approach option that Raid could find with these hammer says.
Yeah, for sure. And you know what, we saw some amazing gameplay coming out of both these players. I think now as we go forward into this bracket, we're going to be seeing a lot from our good friend there, Flower, going forward. But you know, with Raid, that Scythe gameplay is going to be coming out a lot. I think not just in this event, but I think going forward, it might be a pick that they can choose. And I don't know if Ulcram's going to be his pick going forward based off of that gameplay, because that gameplay was really clean with that Scythe. He just needs to control his mental a little bit when he's on it, because I think he just started impulse jumping a bit. He started feeling that pressure. And a lot of these players that do get up in the top 8 feel that pressure in the beginning, but hopefully this was the event for him to kind of get that pressure off of him. And now he can expect to come back up here and show his worth and go crazy once again. So congrats there to Flower on advancing, but also props to Raid on getting top 6 in this event. That's the way you do it, brother, man. Very nice job. And yeah, man, that was the last elimination quarterfinal matchup there, Mr. Hackle. But what we are going to go ahead and do is we are going to go ahead and take a small break, just like a minute or 2 break, and get some things ready for you guys that we have been talking about on social media. But is there anything you want to say before we go back to a small little break there, Hackle?
Get hyped, because I mean, it's not going to be like, again, not a major, massive break, just a quick little thing. And then once you come back, we've got some fantastic action coming up. Of course, the GOAT Marckiemoo waiting in the winner's side to face off against the new challenger right after this very short break.
Don't go away. We'll be back.
Because I feel so alive. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with Moose War Sub-Zero, powered by Brawlhalla. I'm AJ I'm casting with Tackle, and you know, we've had some really cool matchups so far tonight there, Tackle, haven't we?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that last match of Raid and Flower was kind of like an edge of your seat kind of thing. Raid really kept it close, had that almost that dream of the reverse 3, and then obviously Moni versus Guichabou was fantastic as well. Kind of a small upset there, but kind of, I mean, what I personally expected from what I've seen in the off season.
Yeah, and you know, with that being said, we've seen some crazy upsets during the offseason. We've seen a lot of players really show interest in trying to practice for the official majors and stuff like that. And we want to offer more of those opportunities within Moose Wars going forward throughout this year. So with that being said, what we are going to do is we're going to show you something that our mascot Guichabou has been looking into in the background. Let's go and check it out real quick. Yeah, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are announcing Moose Wars Mystic Era coming up this upcoming March for you guys to go and get some more practice in for some Brawlhalla. And it's a $2,000 prize pool powered by Brawlhalla once again. It's March 29th and March 30th. It's a weekend thing, so hopefully you guys are able to enjoy it a little bit. But, you know, we wanted to announce that, you know, kind of going into top 4 with all these players coming up, with all these new and upcoming players, you guys will be able to see them again in the upcoming events that we have. So I think we do a little bit of a trailer for it for you guys to enjoy. But, you know, this is Moose Wars Mystic Era. It's going to be a fantastic event. Registrations are open now. Start.gg/Mystic Era in Start.gg. But, you know, we've been putting a lot of work of this in the background, so it should be relatively cool. But how you feeling there, Hackle?
I mean, 2K is not a small chunk of change for a tournament, a community tournament in a esports scene like Brawlhalla, so that's going to be a very exciting thing to watch. Hopefully I'll get a chance to cast some of the awesome gameplay that's definitely going to be happening during that event. But honestly, I just can't wait, and it's a pretty good time as well because it's the same month as the second portion of Winters, so it's going to be right after we've seen the beginning of the esports year. We're going to have a little bit of a downtime, and then the players who maybe weren't quite satisfied with their placements in Winters have a chance to continue that practice in a very professional and competitive esports scene.
Yeah, man, you know, we have a lot of people coming up. You know, I think a lot of players are practicing for those lands that are coming up. You know, you have Winters, you have the Royale, but you also have CEO, you have BCX, and you have a lot of players that just want to be able to get into an event and just have fun. So we want to offer that to you guys. You guys are more than welcome to sign up now. With that being said, probably not the best time to
Bless
sneeze.
you.
But with that being said, though, we still have top 4 of Moose Wars Sub-Zero. We have some amazing players coming up. We are now going into the winners finals of this event. And, you know, these players have been putting their work in. And we have, you know, the rising challenger going against the Moose Wars champion himself, Marckiemoo, as well. The land champion and also the Moose Wars online champion as well. But kind of saying new school versus old school, which is kind of weird to say when we've seen Marckiemoo kind of being that up-and-coming player for so long.
I like that. I like what you... Don't think I didn't see what you did there. The rising player.
I didn't intend that. That works. That definitely works in matches.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, I am interested to see. I mean, Ryze has been pretty entertaining to watch today as well. Like previous casters have said, bringing out this Lucian, a pick that we really haven't seen in a very long while. Very few players have ever really done much with Lucian. The two that spring to mind, obviously we have LDZ and we have Luna. So it's a pretty serious Hall of Fame to try and join by playing this character. And going in here, we're going up against the GOAT of NA right now. So Very big shoes to fill. Can Ryze rise to the occasion, or will he flounder?
Absolutely. We'll definitely have to kind of see what really comes out of these players here. And now we're kind of seeing a lot of back and forth. You know, we're seeing Marckiemoo with his gauntlets. You're seeing the blaster gameplay coming in from Ryze, and now actually going back to this guitar. So we're kind of seeing that guitar meta come in and really approach, you know, the player that kind of defined one of the metas in Brawlhalla with gauntlets and scythe as well. So we're kind of seeing how Ryze really does here. You're seeing Marckiemoo come in with those gauntlets, do a lot of damage against Ryze in the beginning, and is now going back to the scythe and getting that dare option very nicely.
Yeah, unfortunately, Scythe not really the weapon that, like, on paper you want in the red range, because really you don't have the, like, really reliable KO options. But if you're Marckiemoo, it just doesn't matter.
Jeez.
Finds that down there, very little damage taken on this first stock. Going to be sticking with the gauntlets here for this second stock to rack up that damage. That is one of the big strengths, though, of Mordex, is both of his weapons are so efficient at racking up damage and punishing players who are bad at mixing up their defensive options. Ryze has the blasters in hand, looking to try and stall out these options, space out, but Marckiemoo trying to get into these dead zones, get close and force Ryze to panic. That is one of the bigger weaknesses of guns, is that if you are too close to a blasters player, they don't really have those super stacked options.
Yeah, and you're kind of seeing, you know, you're seeing Ryze really approach with those guitars to kind of really go in with these side air options. You're seeing them kind of float around a little bit, which is rather interesting because you're kind of seeing Marckiemoo really punish that. You're seeing Ryze try to go in for these neutral light and the side air options. Goes in for neutral air, throws a weapon, but misses the weapon throw, allowing for Marckiemoo to take a little bit more neutral control. But now we're seeing Ryze and the blasters trying to get a knockout on the Marckiemoo's first stock, but we're already seeing Marckiemoo knock out Ryze's second stock already.
And Marckiemoo's looking comfortable here. He's moving, he's schmoving, he's feeling good. Has the scythe now in hand. Gonna be mixing it up a bit because you've seen the gauntlet's been used for the damage build so far, and now over onto the scythe. Ryze may not be as ready for the damage build strats that Mark is going to pull out, because obviously it's not what he's been doing already. Immediately finding those 3 hits. Looking to try and pressure Ryze, putting a lot of respect. Marky knows he has the room to work with those extra stocks to breathe, so he goes out for the grandpa, manages to claw his way back up onto the wall. Nice wake up out of Ryze, but not going to be quite enough just yet. One sider with the blasters could do it, but that low strength of Lucian being his weakness. And now Marky still holding onto this first stock almost 3 minutes into this game.
Yeah, we're kind of seeing a lot of control coming in from Marckiemoo, but we do see Ryze coming in and getting that blaster knockout on the Marckiemoo's first stock. You're seeing Ryze really try to approach and get that damage buildup, but Marckiemoo has been really doing very well counteracting those guitars. But Marckiemoo with the dare and the weapon throw to go ahead and get that finish in a very nice fashion. Marckiemoo taking game number 1 over Ryze, and if you're Ryze, you really have to figure out what other options you really have to really approach Marckiemoo, because those guitars are not working at the moment. Marckiemoo is known for having that scythe gameplay. What can, you know, Ryze really bring out to really counteract that? It might have to be a ranged weapon. He might have to play those blasters more, because we also see Marckiemoo counteract Guichabou and Bloom Boy a lot. So it's kind of like up in the air right now, though.
Yeah, this is scary if you're Ryze. I mean, that was a pretty convincing victory there for Marckiemoo. Need to try and find some kind of adaptation, but if you have a game that is really that rough, you're gonna be struggling. Like, you need to at least have some kind of opportunities to learn from your mistakes, but if you're just getting beat up, there's a lot less adaptation you can do. So far, though, is finding these downlights, is finding these hits, and at least starting out with a small damage lead. But Marckiemoo finds the ground pound even and just rips it right out. Markiemoo's stock gone in 20 seconds.
There we go. Very nice job coming out. Ryze really showing that blaster gameplay a little bit. Now going to go over to the guitars to kind of do some more damage build up. Silent light, down light comes in, backward dare to silent light, and a neutral light comes in, recovery comes in. You're seeing Marckiemoo trying to jump out of these things, but we're seeing a very consistent gameplay coming out of Ryze. They'll jump read coming in, but now Markiemoo's in the orangey red. If you're Ryze, you really want to go ahead and get the down light recovery. It lands. Now you're seeing Marckiemoo flying around. You're seeing realistically Ryze trying to approach with these blaster options and try to get a second stock knockout already. He comes in with a signature.
My goodness, dude. I mean, what a way to turn around if you are Ryze. Pretty rough start to the game, and Marckiemoo, I guess, wasn't ready for this level of aggression. Now needs to play the comeback here. Looks for the D-Sig, not going to come through. D-Sig of Ryze's own. Looks for the down air, could have been scary there. Marky needs to try and find the stock as soon as possible. Finds the recovery, that higher defense on Lucian. Going to be strong, but speaking of strength, strong knockback on that GC down signature. Marckiemoo going to keep his name on the board, at least for the time being.
Yeah, we're kind of seeing a lot of control coming in from Ryze, and I think if you're Marckiemoo, you know, you're down a decent bit. You don't want to put a whole lot of momentum going into this round. If you're Marckiemoo, if you want to keep your mindset going throughout the entire set, you kind of have to be careful of how much you really give, especially with the deficit that you have. As we're saying that, you're seeing Marckiemoo is still coming in with the gauntlets. He does get that silent neutral air. He's going to try to really approach with a neutral air GC silent in a recovery. That does land. And now you're seeing a situation of Ryze having a rough time getting a little bit more damage build up. He's kind of approaching with those guitars, and Marckiemoo is kind of just baiting Ryze into throwing things out.
Yeah, Marckiemoo is a full stock behind, but we know this player, we know what he is capable of, and Ryze needs to be able to respect that. Dodge is burned, and Marckiemoo now has the stocks even in number. Going to be looking for an explosive play. Going to keep the gauntlets in hand here. Ryze struggling a little bit into them more than the scythe.
Yeah, we're definitely seeing that now, and now you're seeing Ryze kind of moving and kind of being a little bit too aggressive. You know, you're seeing him go in with these jump side airs unarmed, trying to, you know, pick up a weapon. Marckiemoo realizes that he's trying to pick up a weapon. Weapon starves him, gets that three-piece combo in.
No.
Now you're seeing Ryze in the orange. It's a very big deal for Marckiemoo. If he wants to win this round, he needs to keep the control. And now you're seeing Ryze trying to find a way to come up to that map, trying to pick up that weapon. Marckiemoo knows that, and you might see a knockout recovery. Oh, an unarmed recovery coming in for Ryze. Who's going to get the knockout?
This game should not be this close. Ryze had so much room to work with, and Marky's just brought it all the way back. Now both down to the right, the side air, just barely going to be enough, but Marky almost clutching that up. Oh my goodness.
He almost came back from a 2-stock deficit. So props to Ryze on being able to still get that knockout option. But if you're Ryze, you're going to be like, I got to get that lead again against Marckiemoo. You got to figure out what you can do to really throw that out. And the blasters just caught Marckiemoo off guard in the beginning. Whew, look at this replays, man. Okay, silent recovery comes in, that knocks out, you know, Ryze. It all came down to a dare and to jump side here with blasters. All right. Game 3. It's gonna be interesting. Okay.
Over onto Miami Dome for this next game. Not sure who really made the decision to. I mean, obviously, Marky leaving it open. Oh, no. Yeah, we've seen how scary Ryze can be with these unarmed down airs. Marky keeping his composure. Chase dodge down for the down air, though. That's a lot of momentum towards the depths. But speaking of the depths, welcome down here, Ryze. Marckiemoo finding that early stock. And this game is very, I mean, this entire set has been very momentum based. Both players have had their pretty strong early starts now. Marckiemoo, though, looking to try and push home this advantage. Oh, goodness. What a turnaround.
Definitely a turnaround in favor of Marckiemoo there, but I think it came in with just over-aggressiveness from, you know, Ryze off that ledge. He was trying to catch Marckiemoo off guard, which isn't going to work out really well, but that double-sider is going to land. He goes for it again. I think a third time's the charm is going to knock him out, but it doesn't. The neutral comes in. Marckiemoo is going to play off that ledge. The GC down signature misses, though. Now you're giving Marckiemoo that neutral control over...
Oh, this is gameplay.
You know, over Ryze. Oh, Ryze misses that recovery. He touched the Marckiemoo, is it?
No way. Dude, if I'm Marky, I'm tilted. Like, Ryze spent so much time on the wall, Marky decided to play the aggressive game, go off stage, despite it being possibly, you know, not optimal. And Ryze flubs up, messes up, goes under, and manages to make it back because of Marky overextending, playing too aggressive in this very aggressive fighting game.
Too aggressive in an aggressive fighting game, without a doubt. And now we're seeing the punish. Oh, Marckiemoo coming in with a double dare. Trying to get in the mind of Ryze, trying to show him, it's like, hey, don't really go about the way you are currently are. Lots of back and forth here. Now we're seeing Ryze trying to, you know, respect the spacing of Marckiemoo. Marckiemoo punishes Ryze for trying to really approach a little bit. Let me see. Nice neutral air. Neutral light coming in. Nice down light in the ground pound. Dare comes in. Very nice job. The down signature misses. Oh!
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Oh my gosh. And he just tried to come back. He tried to go in with this different approach that he didn't think Marckiemoo was going to be able to punish. But Marckiemoo was like 2 steps ahead. He threw that weapon throw, and somehow Ryze went right into it. Oh my god. That was funny.
Man, I mean, Marky's just getting nasty with it. He's getting a bit dirty. He went for the style points there, and I mean, Ryze just wasn't exactly ready. And now, back against the wall, going back to the dome here, sticking with the same character pick. Ryze needs to find something, and I mean, it's very clear that Marky is giving zero respect to how Ryze is playing these like situations where he's down. He's sitting on the wall, he's running far back, and Marky is just not respecting it. He's pushing it hard, and we've seen in that game, while it can end poorly, it could also just go completely in Marky's favor. We are going to see a small damage lead here in favor of Ryze. Really on-off type of playstyle where he plays super slow sometimes, and then sometimes he's going all in with the guitars. Now Marky trying to find some kind of opening with the scythe here. What is now back in hand. Weapon he's been doing most of the work into this matchup against the guitars with dodges through the recovery. Could have been dangerous there. Finds the N out of the neutral. Goes for the down light on the ground. Catches the dodge though. That's big damage. Goes all the way up, pressuring that second recovery.
Yeah, we're kind of seeing this overall control coming in from Ryze compared to the previous rounds. Those blasters are really showing their worth and kind of making me think like, okay, if you're Ryze, you might want to stick with those blasters because it's catching Marckiemoo off guard, but you're seeing this overall control coming in from, you know, from Ryze with these guitars trying to do something, but Marckiemoo just comes in with that signature read. He already is a step ahead when you try to counter him with those guitars.
Yeah, now back to an even game here. Marckiemoo looking to try to just throwing the blasters away immediately. Ryze just doesn't want him. He wants those guitars, and Marky actually standing guard over that weapon. Ryze has managed to make it in. Nice neutral air to push him straight down. Goes for the down sync. Speaking of, down air. The weapon throw clash.
Oh no! It's very nice movement coming in from Marckiemoo. That could have been clean.
These offstage scuffles really are making and breaking this entire set right now as Marckiemoo now forced off the side.
If honestly, oh no.
Oh, he's in sweet. He's just done. He's just gone. Marckiemoo knew it.
Marckiemoo was just comfortable. He really, really was. Oh my gosh.
Into the recovery, goes all the way up. Dude, Marckiemoo, you're insane for going for a GCT like that. I mean, he was looking for a D-light into the recovery to try and turn things around, but now really struggling to find an in on these guitars. Ryze poised to set us up into a clean one-stock all game, just denying any lead Marky could have built up, and now down to the wire. Can Ryze clutch it out, or will Marky be moving on, guaranteeing that grand finals position?
Players here. I think throw hit from Ryze, good down light, but now you're seeing Marckiemoo have the opportunity.
Oh, he went back in.
Ryze being like, hey, let me try to punish you a little bit. Ryze, allowing for himself to play this combat. You're really good at that, but you're seeing Ryze's movement change a little bit. Marckiemoo's having a rough time initially on really approaching that. Neutral light comes in, the recovery misses.
The sidelight can't find the dodge read. Both players now approaching into this orange range of damage. Falls into the end light there. Doesn't get hit by the full move though, Marckiemoo. Recovery punished by the neutral air as well. Ryze just playing this counter game. Finds the sidelight into the end light. The NC comes through that almost KO'd. Now Marky having to make it back. Weapon those stalls out. Marckiemoo pushes the wall. Ryze backs off. Doesn't over-aggress. Off the side. GC side sig. And Marky will fall.
Indeed, indeed. Very nice job coming out of Ryze to go ahead and make it go into game number 5, Hackle.
I can't believe it, dude. I really can't. Like, Marky, it feels like Marky's been, like, controlling the pace of these games, but then Ryze catches something that catches him completely off guard, and he isn't ready for it.
Yeah, he's definitely not ready for it. But I don't know. I those blasters coming in from, I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. The guitars came out going into that end of that game number 4, but I don't know. We'll have to see as we go into game number 5 who's going to be going into the winner's side of Grand Finals. You know, and it's going to come down to if Ryze wants to get into Grand Finals, he needs to take a lead in the beginning. And he's starting to do that a little bit, but can he continue to do so?
Right, is going to be the question. 2-piece combo there for Marckiemoo. Sidestick picks up another neutral as well. E-Sig, Marckiemoo fading low, finds it there, goes all the way in for the side air, that's dangerous. But punch, the drop on the side air, hashtag buff gauntlets, finds the recovery.
I don't know about buffing gauntlets, but one thing I can say is Marckiemoo is still going to weapon starve Ryze from being able to pick up a weapon, which will allow him to kind of have more momentum. But now we're seeing Ryze on the blasters. He's having to rely on those. He throws them away, allowing him to be unarmed. He's more comfortable playing unarmed than he is with blasters, but that gauntlet recovery allows for Marckiemoo to take that lead. I think that weapon throw might have been a little bit too risky. He had to have had a weapon to do damage build up.
Marckiemoo now looking to try and push any kind of advantage here. We've seen Ryze has been able to turn things around, but that D-Sync is dangerous. Weapon throw gets missed, goes for the second down air, the third as well! Marckiemoo!
Marckiemoo just comes in with this fantastic gimp and just shows what he's made of. And now if you're Ryze, you have to figure out getting your momentum back. But Marckiemoo's taking it with stride.
Oh no. At this point, like, Ryze needs something special here. Marckiemoo is moving confident. He knows that he's just one stock away from guaranteeing that Grand Finals position. He let into the side air, not going to commit to anything farther off it.
But now we're seeing blaster gameplay. It might have been, I think it's a little bit too late. He goes for a recovery.
Oh, he's going all the way up.
Oh, he held that signature. He's going for the signature set with blasters rather than the light attacks.
Oh, no.
And now we're going to see a punish with the recovery. Gets a neutral air. Can't get the knockout, though. But Marckiemoo is just going crazy with this gauntlet too much. Dare in the side air. That knocks. It's such a big gap. I don't know if Ryze is going to be able to come back. He's going to have to bring him off ledge. He really is.
And it does kind of feel like Marckiemoo is playing with his food just a little bit here. Like, he went kind of for a crazy thing. Stage, he's throwing his side up. Marky, you better take it a bit more serious. Hit with the side air, Marckiemoo! What on earth?
He knew what he was doing, man, and that's the way to do it. Marckiemoo beats our new upcoming competitor, Ryze, in top 6 to go into Grand Finals. And, you know, when it comes down to Ryze, that final round, it came down to having that momentum, and Marckiemoo just had so much of it going into those first 2 stock knockouts. It was very difficult for Ryze to come back.
I gotta see a replay on this side. I'm sorry. The ding!
It just goes ding! There we go. Like, just imagine like the bell ring from like a boxing match just going off.
Oh
like
my
They
goodness.
just knew instantly when he was gonna get knocked out, right? But no, I mean, very nice job coming in for Marckiemoo, getting guaranteed in the winner's side of Grands. But we will be seeing Ryze back in the elimination side of this bracket. Because next up, we have Monihalla versus Flower. Seed 5 and 6. Okay, I want to see what Flower can do against the neutral control Monihalla's greatsword now. That might be interesting.
Yeah, this is going to be a curious one. I do want to look up the stats of any matchup history these two may have. Because I feel like it would make sense that they have faced off a few times. Yeah, 9 sets total, 1 in favor of Flower. So 5-4, 17-15 games total. Monihalla very slightly on the back foot. But I mean, we already saw that today might be the day that Money is just taking out all of his demons. Already knocked out Guichabou, who had a much stronger record over him. These two players very close in skill and very big grinders as well. I imagine both of them looking to try and have a much more explosive performance this year. And so far, Money opening up with a bit more damage as he gets away from that down air, that dash shot, or that down light. That dash jump is fantastic, and now Flower trying to break in.
Well, and the last time we saw both these players, Flower actually won 3-2 over Monihalla to get in the top 8 of Snowfall. So going into it, technically Flower has the advantage, but Monihalla's greatsword is just coming out of the woodworks and knocking Flower out in the beginning so quickly.
Yeah, that's terrifying. I mean, we talked already today about just how much punishment this greatsword can and will put out. Dude, the falling side air to continue the string, that's disgusting. Down there as well, Flower could just be gone again. 2 stocks in 1 minute, can Money do it?
I don't know, it's gonna come
see
down to the
down,
wire.
Not quite. The minute mark does pass. Side sig falls through. Flower gonna get that 3-piece combo. Goes for it again. Money manages to slip through. Pivot side air gonna send out the end sig. Isn't even needed to hit that pressure, and putting that hitbox in that space forces Money to just fall out, and Flower stemming some of the bleeding here.
All right, there we go. Monihalla coming in with this little bit of a lead. Flower trying to take advantage of the signature set that Yumiko has, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. He goes over to bow. He can do some more damage build up with it. He can go and counteract the greatsword range because of the bow downlights and stuff like that. But Monihalla comes in with the unarmed recovery knockout, the RGT downlight into recovery knockout, and now has that lead again.
Yeah, I mean, holding on to this advantage. Doesn't punish that burned dodge. Gets that one, though. Monihalla looking to close out this game soon. Only 2 minutes in, and we're already seeing Flower approaching the deep orange on this final stock. Money caught by the combo, but nothing further to extend. Weapon to the guest of space. Immediately catches the dodge. What an incredible reaction.
Yeah, a little bit back and forth here. Okay.
Oh, fully charges that.
Oh,
That recovery,
there
that just does it. That just does it.
Yeah, that was all it needed. It was so quick that. All right, Monty taking that first game. Very nice with stride. Way to go into game number 2. Jesus. That was so quick.
Yeah, that was ridiculously fast.
All right, looking at replay, look at the backward recovery. I mean, he did so much damage build up and had that momentum. That recovery just came in clutch. And he did 0 damage with the axe. None. Barely any with unarmed. It's just not a great sword.
I mean, if you can make it, oh my god, that was enough punishment to force Flower immediately off the tried and true Yumiko, the character that he is known for, over on to the Kaya. Also level 100, but mainly been a 2s pick.
3, 2, 1, brawl.
All right, let's kind of see how this goes about here. All right, first weapon away. Monihalla with no weapon, going unarmed a little bit, picks up axe this time. Will we get more than 0 damage with axe? Yay, we do! Let's go!
We got half a signature.
We get a half a signature. And are we going to see it again? I don't know about that one.
And now Monihalla, greatsword now in hand. That's the big threat. Flower. Big question mark is going to be this spear, because obviously that's the change from Yumiko. Still has that bow in hand. Just not even dodging. Money calling out and reading, well, I guess, hoping that Flower just wouldn't use a dodge there. Now, going all the way, finds the down air as well. Goes for the second.
There's that stinking signature. Let's go. There we go. Gets it a second time. Is able to come back with some unarmed. Gets backward neutral light. All right. Let's see.
Dude, he may be a turtle, but he is sharking. Finds the side air. Not going to be enough, though. One more may do it. D-Light into the weapon pit. Money's doing some weird things right now. Finds the D-Light bridge into the N-Light finisher. Now going to be grabbing on to that greatsword. Flower looking to try and close out the stock as soon as possible, but Kaya does not really have that much force. Needs probably a signature or a well-placed D-Light side air on the spear, and that's a big weakness too. Doesn't have those grounded KO options without using a signature. Monihalla looking to find some more damage, and Flower does manage to get out unscathed. Takes that stock away, and now over onto a clean 2-stock game. Monihalla has the greatsword in hand. Flower backing up with the spear, not wanting to aggress too hard. Dodge is burned. Money only gets 1 free hit out of it, though. Both players playing a much more respectful game. Clash out with the side air. Monihalla on the wall gets hit with a recovery as well. Damage still even because of that strong defense that both these characters do have. Catches the 2 hits, catches the recovery as well as a dangerous trap to fall into. Now Flower could be a bit worse for wear here. Picks up a second spear. Oh, just narrowly doesn't get hit by the side air, Monihalla.
Okay.
Catches the 2 pieces, gets the nair as well. Not going to be enough though. Looking for a way to end this stock as now Money's taken a little bit of time to get it. Finds the Enlight, not quite going to be enough. One more will certainly do it, but the GCN sig from underneath definitely gonna be enough. And Money obviously going straight back onto that greatsword. No time for that axe.
Okay, there we go. Nice, there we are.
Monihalla now unarmed. Flower. That spear in hand almost gets caught by that side tick. Could have been absolutely brutal if that did hit. Both players now scrambling to try and find some damage on these final stocks.
There we go, coming in. Nice dare coming in there from Flower.
And throw out of Monihalla now. Looking to try and close this out. The character pick, character swap may not have been enough as the side tick sends across the stage. Not gonna do it quite yet. Monihalla just fishing for these openings on the edge. Knows he can throw out those safer options. But now Flower does break open the neutral. Gets caught on the dodge though, and Monihalla doesn't drop those. Executes, finds the final stock, but almost 700 damage out of an 8 strength character.
Good grief. And that greatsword, man, once you get that dodge read, there's no way of really getting out of it. There really isn't. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's GC signature too, coming with that axe.
Player 2 wins.
My goodness. And I mean, the big question now is if you're Flower, like, what can you do? Because obviously the Yumiko didn't work, the pick that just you're known for and doing the most with. So over onto the Kaya, and the Kaya still didn't work. Did put in a good bit of work with the spear, but my question is, if you're swapping over to Kaya for the spear and you're still not getting good work in with the bow, why stick with it?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll definitely have to see how this really approaches it, but Flower coming in with that spear, definitely showing a lot of the good work from the spear on that Kaya pick. Nice side air, gets the dare option. Okay, a little bit back and forth. I think Flower's being a lot more aggressive with that spear, and it's allowing for more opportunities. Sidelight, downlane the side air comes in.
Fantastic wake up there with that combo.
Sidelight, oh, nice 2-piece read coming from Monty, but didn't get the dodge read, which allows for Flower to do the downlight in the backward side air.
No. Okay.
Sidelight, side air, yeah.
There's an issue in this game with like some of the most punishable moves, like that D-Sig on Spear for Kaya, or like the D-Sig on Hattori Spear as well, where they lock you in place so long, and because you can act right out of it, a lot of players they have so many options to punish that move at the time, or sort of overthink their options and instead just don't do anything, don't find the punish at all. Money forced onto the axe, obviously the weapon he hasn't been doing as much work with throughout this entire tournament. Catches the side air, they're going to throw the axe away, looking for the greatsword. Now finds the down air. Wow, it did touch. Money looking to close out the stock, getting a bit overzealous, goes for the Enlight. Not going to go off stage for the edge guard, and Flower gets back up, holding onto this lead for the time being.
Okay, there we go. Oh, the weapon throw misses, but you see downlight recovery lands. There we go, coming in from Monihalla. Okay, signature lands.
Yeah, slide charge D-Sig just right off the platform, goes for another. Flower does know what to expect now. You hit him with them once, you know. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, I'm gonna dodge it. Monihalla, okay, dude, you're getting a bit too silly with it now. Slide charging these signatures. Flower punishing accordingly, holding a pretty sizable lead now on this second stock. We're gonna try and close it out soon, but bow not exactly a weapon that's really efficient. KOing Monihalla, goes all the way out looking for the dare. Can't find it, but the damage, just that one interaction's enough to put Monihalla almost back in the lead. Drops the combo, but the side air to close it out. Monihalla ripping back the lead.
Dude, that's what that greatsword's known for. Like, once you have the momentum, It's so easy. GC down lane, the ground pound was clean from Flower. But, I mean, we're one stock all now. I mean, this gives Flower the opportunity of being able to get that lead back again, but Monihalla took that with stride. Jeez.
Oh, what a spot dodge. Perfectly expecting and reacting to that side air. Flower does catch the dodge in with the nair, but Money wakes up with the down air. Both players really scrapping out in this final stock, and this could be curtains for Flower here if Money closes out the game. Flower needs to find something here. The spear doing decent work, but dodge back into the side air for Monihalla. One good read could be enough just to end the entire run for Flower right here.
Nice.
Spacing out well, disarms with the side air. Monihalla respecting, goes under.
Oh my, oh, but throw's coming in. Oh, but he tried to go for signature again, but that signature was kind of doesn't knock out. It's gonna allow for Monihalla to have an opportunity of getting a knockout option. But now Greatsword comes in. Flower doesn't have a weapon. He's got to be careful. He went for a Heck Mary, and Monihalla wins the fucking set 3-0 with that giant turtle of a with the giant Greatsword. Oh my gosh. That was so close to being a game number 4.
Dude, it might just be Monihalla's world, and we may just be living in it. He's playing absolutely on form today. I mean, obviously couldn't take it home against Marckiemoo, but that's Marckiemoo, right? Everyone else seems to be just prey for the turtle, the big turtle, as Monihalla tearing through the bracket, taking out 2 players that he has a losing record against. An unprecedented consistency of wins here today for him.
Oh my gosh, he does. And I mean, that Greatsword is just in a spot where it can string a lot easier than most, weapons. And we're seeing that there. And it comes down to one dodge read, and he can land that type of combo whatever way he wants to. So very nice job coming out of Monihalla, 3-0 over Flower. That Kaya pick was an interesting choice though. I think that Spear was very, very good to come out of them. But I don't know if they didn't have the signature set that they had with Yumiko, which they take advantage of so well. But they just couldn't break that neutral control of Monihalla at all. As soon as they got that string, it was like kaput.
Yeah, I mean, we've said countless times today that with the stats that Imugi has, if you can consistently catch those dodges, the moment you catch just even one dodge, that could be half of a health range. Disregard just people talk about like, oh, you get hit by a sidelight Nair on Terrors, it's a color change. You get hit by a string on a Mugi, it could be a whole stock.
Indeed.
It's terrifying.
But one thing we can say though, Mr. Hackle, is we do have our top 3 coming up here shortly. We'll be having Ryze versus Monihalla when we do come back from a small ad break, so we don't have to deal with Twitch ads during our sets. But Ryze versus Monihalla, and the winner of that's going to be facing Marckiemoo in the grand finals. That's our top 3.
Yeah, crazy top 3. I mean, I'm still possibly 2 out of 3 on predictions. Bit of an upset to force out my 3rd player, but 2 out of my 3 top 3 players are here. So whether or not they fall into the right places, we'll have to wait and see.
I don't know. It's going to come down to this, man. I didn't even have Monihalla on my predictions, so I'm glad I wasn't on pre-show. Because this was crazy, man. I mean, props to all these players that played tonight. You guys have killed it. We're down to our final 3, but don't go away. We'll be right back with Ryze and Monihalla after a small Twitch app break. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with Moose Wars Sub-Zero. We are down to the top 3. I'm AJ Moore. I'm casting with Tackle. And, we're going down to this final 2 sets of this event. And, we have one of the up-and-coming players. We have one of the players that's most known for going crazy with Greatsword. And we have Marckiemoo. Like, those are our top 3 players, right? And, we kind of have like a mixture of styles coming into this. And I want to see the mixture of the styles between Ryze and Monihalla coming up in this elimination side, because we have Ryze who plays guitars and blasters going against Monihalla who has the great sword, and Ryze with guitars has been his primary, but we've also seen Monihalla counter Guichabou who's had guitars.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this is going to shape up with like Ryze's playstyle with his 2 different weapons, because Monihalla is a player who, if you get too aggressive and get too close, he will just punish so hard with that great sword.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think that's something that we're going to be seeing come in from, I think Ryze is going to have to really counteract. And maybe he brings a new guitar style against Monihalla that he's not used to. Maybe approaches a certain way, maybe like he is now, and maybe he's able to kind of get away from those strings. But it's going to come down to he's starting to actually use guitars not just on neutral control, but he's keeping Monihalla in the air a lot more. I'm realizing he's knocked Monihalla already into the orange. He's going for these side lights. He's going for these down light recoveries, and he already has Monihalla in the red of their final stock.
What is going to be tough, though, keeping in mind, is the stat diff between these 2 characters. Like, Lucian already has a pretty tough time killing against most characters with that lower strength, and obviously his main KOing tool being that Blaster's recovery. But Imugi is a character who has no difficulty KOing anyone and is pretty tough to KO himself, obviously having, I think with the speed stance that Money is running, 7 defense into, I think, 3 strength. So this is gonna be a pretty tough one. No punish on that Sig. Unfortunately, Money not quite as comfortable with the axe in hand. But yeah, you see right there, the slap not gonna be enough. The recovery not either. That high defense and that low strength just interacting, and Money now running. The clock, the unarmed recovery is finally going to be enough.
Ryze is just maximizing with that unarmed gameplay. Is able to get that first stock knock, but now we're going to see a knockout from Monihalla. Picks the greatsword up right away and just has the control advantage with that greatsword. It just knocks him straight into a string knockout option. So very nice job from Monty, but now we're seeing blaster gameplay coming in from Ryze. He's not sticking with it though. He's going with neutral light, picks up the guitars, is able to get away from the greatsword option to really approach. But now we're seeing Ryze back on platform. Monihalla is actually preferring to be off the ledge a little bit, it seems.
Giving a lot of respect to these guitars, not wanting to overextend. Does catch the dodge there. That's a good bit of damage in with that greatsword. Catches the nair as well. Looking to try and close out this stock soon. Does catch the dodge, and that's going to be more than enough for Monihalla. Pushing a slightly larger lead here. Going to be clinging onto that greatsword primed. And throw down. Beats out the dodge. Isn't able to secure any extra damage off it though, besides the one hit. Over onto the axe now. Dangerous stuff happening off stage here.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of risky things from both players. You're seeing Monihalla with throwing away their axe to try to pick up that greatsword again. Not really risky, but we're seeing Ryze trying to find a way of approaching it. And his unarmed gameplay is he's playing unarmed, but better than he is the blasters at the moment.
And really not wanting to engage too much. Just never that KOs.
That downlight unarmed picks up the weapon, gets the recovery, knocks out. How the heck did he pick up that weapon mid-downlight and get that recovery within the frame data to do so?
That's just source. That's
I
just
guess
timing.
It is.
And Monihalla now is down to even stocks. Good job avoiding that D-Sig. I mean, we talk about how hard it is for Lucian to KO, but if you catch that D-Sig on an unaware opponent, that can just lead to a early stock. Might go for it again here. Actually dives down himself. Both players now playing a much more patient game. The dodge is caught by the side Sig, and now Monihalla looking to close things out. Does get rid of the axe. Once that greatsword is going to grab it. Lucky weapon spawn. Ryze still forced unarmed, and the side air comes through. Monihalla takes a close victory in game 1.
Very nice job coming out of Monihalla, but I mean, even coming out of Ryze, we saw the downlight come in, but he got too aggressive on that final stock, and except grabbing that weapon, he was willing to go in for that recovery, and Monihalla had to punish for it. So we're going to Demon Island for game number 2, no character swaps, and I'm also realizing that we're seeing a Lucian pick come out of Ryze, but it also only has 4 damage, and you're going against 4 damage against 8 defense. It's kind of interesting there too.
That's what I've been saying, dude. It's like it's a tough gamble to play. You really you got to build up damage really efficiently and find some really good KO options if you want to make that work. Monihalla looking for these options, just dashing back and forth with the greatsword. Ryze not able to get these big extended punishes. Does find the 2 hits there off that signature, but Money also finding hits of his own. Does have Ryze on the edge. Not ideal if you're on greatsword. Obviously, you can't get that full extension because just end of the runway, but both players now entering the orange. Dodges out of the recovery, finds a nair of his own, gets hit by the side air. Ryze catches the nair as well. Does overextend a little. Both players looking for something. Axe now in hand for Monihalla. Catches the dash jump side air weapon throw as well. Ryze could just be done here. Options dwindling. Can Monihalla capitalize? Doesn't get the side light before he touches, but the raw recovery will be more than enough, and Monihalla holding a small lead here.
Yeah, you're seeing this. You're seeing a lot more aggressiveness come out of Monihalla, realizing, you know, the situation with Ryze, but Ryze does get that backward neutral air unarmed, picks up blasters, and this is an opportunity for Monihalla to be a little bit more aggressive because he knows Ryze doesn't feel comfortable on those blasters. But we've seen the dare stare come out of Ryze in the past. It can knock out at this current matchup here, but he's not been able to really land it. Throws the blasters, misses a down light, misses it again, gets a neutral light, doesn't go for recovery because he knows he's gonna get punished with that dare. The recovery comes in second time and knocks Monihalla's first stop.
Yeah, does catch the recovery, hasn't taken too much damage, but we said again, like, if Money has you entering the orange here, and now properly into the orange, this character, he catches one, at this point, 1 dodge read will be more than enough. Side air sends off the side. Money looking for something, catches the dodge down. That's the one kind of read he couldn't find a KO off, but now recovery could even do it. Goes for the neutral, that could have been scary. He's looking for something with the falling side air. Now Money a full stock up.
Once you miss that dare, there is a lot of recovery frames there, so for him to be able to move away from that option, it just wasn't there. So now we're seeing Monihalla come in control with this greatsword. You're seeing, you know, Ryze really approach a lot more with unarmed. He feels like he has to be overly aggressive. You know, rather than going and trying to pick up guitars, he's willing to be aggressive with that unarmed gameplay. And that's gonna allow for Monihalla to get more damage build up.
Now he's just throwing out these safe options. Ryze can't find a punish, but he also can't get caught. String comes in. One more of those will be curtains for this stock of Ryze and would put Money in a very comfortable spot. GC side sig not going to be enough, but now Money has the room to work with. Looking to pressure this offstage situation. Actually goes back to the greatsword. Catches the wake up with the side sig, and Monihalla going to go up 2-0 in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, very nice job coming out of Monihalla, man. I mean, that greatsword is just has so many different options. You know, when you're going for this silate, there isn't a lot of recovery frames for it. So you're seeing a lot of these players trying to find an opportunity to really approach. That's why you're seeing, you know, you saw Ryze try to really get in those little spaces there to really get the damage build up with unarmed. He was doing some, but it wasn't enough. But we've seen an entirely different pick coming out of Ryze, and it reminds me of Marckiemoo. Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting seeing a pretty noticeable switch over onto the Mordex, not carrying over any of the weapons here. Question's going to be, is he warmed up on it? Because, I mean, the playstyle is going to be different.
It is.
The end light there.
I mean, to be fair, he does have 2 weapons he can try out a little bit now. I think he was going in for a lot more unarmed gameplay. Oh my gosh.
That just KOs us 20 seconds, AJ.
Bro, I tried talking up Ryze, and he tries to go in with gauntlets, and Monihalla just goes burr. You know, that's what he's doing. He's weapon starving. He wants this one. He wants to go into grand finals. You know, I don't blame him one bit, but this greatsword is just going burr right now, and oh my gosh. Okay. He's weapon starving him. He can't even get a weapon! Money, all this weapon starving him!
He has a family, brother. He's trying to play the game.
He's trying to
He's
play
not allowed
the game.
to.
Oh, he's going to throw it again. That's
Yup.
so
You're not allowed.
mean.
You are not allowed. You don't have to play the game. Oh, he started stepping on it, bro. And he gets.
That's so messed up. He's playing with food. Look, he's doing it again. Oh, he's taunting. He's comfortable. He's doing it again. Oh, no.
Dude. No, there's no way. There is no shot, bro. He gets a weapon finally. Does he get to do anything? No, he does not.
He impulse jumped right into it. Oh, no, man. He got some
my
family.
And he's gonna
Monty.
stop more.
All right, we get it, Monty. Let him play. Let him play.
Oh.
I guess this is karma for what was said in the Brawlhalla chat earlier.
Welcome to Brawlhalla in North America, ladies and gentlemen. Both players are standing still on the stage.
One with a great sword weapon starving, the other with gauntlets that just can't be able to really approach. Neutral Light does come in though. He's trying to throw out that recovery, but he's not comfortable with those gauntlets. Okay. Silent recovery comes in, nice clean shot. Neutral air comes in from Monihalla, the ground pound misses, but the neutral air lands, the side air misses though. Monihalla is trying to control off the neutral. Oh, and you're just seeing Ryze trying to go in
through.
He's just trying to go in for some effort of knockout options, and Monihalla just expects them. He's weapon despawned. It's allowing for Monihalla to
Oh my
him
goodness,
again.
he's in his head. He's in his brain. Money, don't do this to him. Money, don't do this to him.
We see a 3-stock.
Maybe it's possible. Money just tanking that. He eats those. Onto the axe, doesn't get caught with a recovery. He's just throwing out stuff now.
Okay.
He can afford to. The 3-stock is denied.
Well, at least the scythe comes out. But now you're seeing Ryze back on the gauntlets. Oh no.
Dude, Money. Ah! Oh my goodness, dude.
Monihalla coming in, winning the set over Ryze. And I know there's going to be words exchanged without a doubt. But very nice job coming out of Monihalla with that greatsword. But that greatsword pick, man, he just kept weapon starving him. Oh my gosh.
Oh no! Oh no! I mean, there's
Like,
very,
what the heck did I just play?
there's very
Oh,
little
he's
one
talking
can
crap.
say. There's very little one can say.
I mean,
about
don't
that.
get me wrong. I understand Ryze's mentality where he's trying to choose the esports V5 Mordex to kind of get into Money's head a little bit, but he just couldn't find any opportunity. And, you know, that scythe is what, you know, Marckiemoo known for playing rather than the gauntlets, right? Because he's able to string off of that. And he was just going straight to gauntlets, and Monihalla's greatsword just goes right through it. So,
Yeah, that was rough. That was a really rough end to a pretty like doable
that's
set.
elimination finals, though.
Yeah, I mean, Ryze.
This isn't top 12. Oh, I feel so bad. Monihalla just was weapon starving him, and I think Ryze just couldn't find the opportunity to really get that weapon. I mean, he could approach a couple different ways, but I don't think he was ready to go and be that risky. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, I mean, he was already down so far that like it's just tough.
Yeah.
But we do possibly have the redemption arc for Mordex coming up as we are now moving into the grand finals of Marckiemoo versus Monihalla. The run back from winners semis where Marckiemoo did take home the 3-0 victory. So the question is going to be, is Monihalla ready? I mean, the matchup spread is not looking too good as we have Monihalla having a 1-3 match history against Marky. Does have that single win. Having to see that was during a Frostbite tournament in March of 24. So kind of before Marky really made his name on the scene. And ever since then, it's been all Marckiemoo. So we'll have to see how that really shapes up. Marckiemoo immediately getting the gauntlets in hand. Maybe looking to open up this neutral, find these punishes. Oh, Barnes are dodged directly in front of the site. That's a dangerous place to be in.
It is. So now we're seeing Marckiemoo have this huge lead over Monihalla. Oh, Dare comes in. Oh,
That's
the weapon
scary.
throw! Oh, the signature came insane, Money. Okay, I didn't expect that one.
Yeah, that was an interesting situation. I'm not sure if the GC Ensig would have actually saved Money's life without hitting it there, like, because there's not much drift you have after using that move. It's kind of like a Mako Ensig on Katars where you just sort of fall down. So I think Marky may have actually saved Money's life there, and in response, led back up to a completely even game. Both players into the red here on these first stocks. Side air falls through. D-Light doesn't catch the recovery, too far away. Side taking a punch of the D-Light side air. Money actually just gonna fool. Marckiemoo does keep the lead alive.
And now he's going to go in with Scythe while he has a little bit of stock, is able to get some damage build up, but Monihalla has a knockout opportunity here. Oh, and gets it. That hits backwards. That hit right behind him, grabbed him.
Yeah,
and was able to throw him around like a chew toy.
You don't want to hear my opinion on the signature kit of this character.
We're not going to go down that route right now. But what we are going to go, the road that we are going to go though, is Marckiemoo does have those gauntlets and has knocked Monihalla into the orange of that second stock. And I think that's going to be very vital for him to get this knockout options with the gauntlets. But now we're seeing Marckiemoo going with the dash neutralite, throws the weapon, picks up that scythe, but that scythe's going to be his knockout opportunity there to sidelight into neutral layer land.
There it just is.
And Monihalla is down in stock over Marckiemoo.
Full stock up, and it's looking kind of bleak here for Monihalla. Not using the dodge. They're gonna eat the full three-piece, and immediately just answering back with the recovery into neutral air. Monihalla could be in trouble. Weapon throw to clash, and he just shuts it down.
Marckiemoo coming in with that weapon throw dare knockout option on the Monihalla and takes that route to their name. But we gotta pop that back up on replay because that replay was absurd. Look at him go. Okay, so second stock, he gets hit. Or the second knockout was Marckiemoo getting knocked out. Then we see the side light in the neutral layer. And then you go into his final stock. The weapon throw lands on Monty's Ari's weapons, gets dared, and tries to recovery back up. But Marckiemoo's like, no, I'm going to go in for a dare again just to see if it lands. And Monihalla lost that final stock that way. But hold up. We have a different character pick for Monty coming in. What is going to happen here?
Okay, I'm running to the stats. I'm trying to find out if he's played this character much before. Hold on.
I don't know. I mean, I remember he was playing a couple different characters to kind of mix things up to see, you know, to try to prove to everyone he wasn't on one trick at one point. I remember that was a thing that did happen. But I don't know what he's going to play. But the speed with the Zuri might be really cool to see from Monihalla. And Gold Forge Guitars? Are we seeing guitar gameplay?
So I think it would seem that Money had a higher level Asuri on his previous platform, because here on PC he has a level 21 but does have black color. So
yeah, at least 25.
I was trying to. I don't even have time to talk about like legend levels, because like I tab out to look at the stats, tab back in, and Money is gone. It's a whole stock gone in like 30 seconds, and now Marckiemoo trying to just push it forward. Oh, the more things change, the more they stay the same. We're in the big 2025. What's
he's bro? He touched. He was able to touch with that recovery. He's able to come back. But Marckiemoo just taking advantage of Monihalla's momentum. And we see Monihalla on the Azuri because of sword. But Marckiemoo's just this tearing. That's gone. I see weapons are knocked out though. Oh,
he's trying to clip him! This is grand finals! Marckiemoo!
Are you kidding me, Marckiemoo? Look at his control.
I was trying to say, the more things change, the more they stay the same. 6 years later, we're still watching an NA Grand Finals of a Mordex versus an Asuri. But I think this is a little bit more one-sided than the Sandstorm-wrenched matches of old.
Oh my god. Yeah, and now Monihalla's going crazy with guitars though. Maybe those guitars are an option for him. Maybe he pulls out the neutral signature. I hope he pulls out the neutral signature. Oh, it misses though. It allows for Marky to get this dare option. The side air lands! Oh, the side air lands again! Marckiemoo gets knocked out. Where is this gameplay coming from? The guitars from Monihalla?
This is a ridiculous grand finals, bro. Like, what on earth is going on? Marckiemoo gets the gauntlets back in hand. Gonna be looking to get the damage in here. Money. Doesn't get the true combo there. Misses the end like Marckiemoo manages to dodge out.
Yeah,
Like, goes for a
Monihalla is starting to lose his momentum. He's starting to get it back a little bit, though. He needs to get into the mind of Marckiemoo if he wants to win this round with that Zuri pick. He's got to do it here. He's got to make sure he controls it. It's the neutral. Oh, the silent dash and the neutral air lands. Weapon thrower lands, all but misses the backward dare. Oh, and it's silent GC silent recovery knocks.
Yup.
Dude, he popped off his first 2 stock knockouts. Where'd that come from?
What? Hello? Okay, so...
Dude, okay, let's pop the replay up. Let's pop it up. Look at this. Okay. So, tries to do a GC downlate. Okay. Neutral air comes in silent
I was so
recovery.
surprised I didn't KO right there, by the way. And then he's doing like weapon throw cheese. He's like trying to get the Hamo clips and then just rip that straight out the side. And Monihalla, so the greatsword didn't work. Katana's kind of worked, but didn't work enough.
He just did double side air. He didn't really do anything crazy with it. I think he was starting to damage build up there, but he did the dare. What the?
Yeah. That's what I was trying to bring up. Is the katanas didn't quite work, the greatsword didn't work. So we're watching Radish versus Marckiemoo.
He's just choosing different players' loadouts to try to get into the mental of Marckiemoo somehow. Now he's choosing the orb and the battle boots. What is coming out of Monihalla? I'm surprised he didn't stick with the guitars though. Oh,
the guitars were kind of walking, but it might just be doomed. I mean, it's Marckiemoo.
Dude,
maybe there's just nothing to be done. The down air, he gets all the way back. Money just doesn't have the options. That's a 27 seconds. 27 seconds.
Oh my god, dude. Where is this coming from? He's trying to go for signature sets, and Marckiemoo knows him. He faces Ryze every single time on the same character. Neutral
This is a professional player you are fighting.
Neutral air, neutral. Oh, he almost gets that recovery knockout, though. Oh, he did the wrong signature.
Dude,
he tried to go for the foot. Is he going to turn the foot out?
Exhausted recovery. Production, can we get a replay on the exhausted recovery to escape that string that would have absolutely KO'd? I need to see that again. That was so down to the wire.
I know, but right now we're in game 3 of grand finals, and Marky was just throwing this signature set out.
Bro.
My heart goes out to Monihalla and his mental. That's all I could say, because he's just trying to get it, do something. He's just playing different characters because he's like, okay, greatsword doesn't work.
Marckiemoo, please.
Oh,
give him
Marckiemoo.
a second. He might just be done. Gets the chasers of the recovery. Marckiemoo looking to just close this out. Finds the neutral air. He's just done. Marckiemoo making it look easy.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have Marckiemoo coming in and winning this event 3-0 over Monihalla to be your Sub-Zero 1v1 champion. And shows his dominance no matter what Monihalla picks out, whether it be guitar, sword, greatsword, whether it be orb, battle boots, he's able to counteract every single one and take this championship in his name. And that's the way you do it, ladies and gentlemen. That was crazy.
I mean, like, there's so little to say. Marckiemoo just didn't, like, it didn't look difficult. It did, like, he just didn't really seem to break a sweat. Like, the only person he went game 5 against was Ryze, and the majority of the time it was just because he seemed like he was just not really considering and respecting Ryze's options. He was just going in, and then he just completely dismantles the next best player in the tournament. It's ridiculous.
Side air, okay, comes in side air. The weapon thrower lands. GC downlight into
this was gross.
Dare into GC side light in the recovery. He did that so quickly into a neutral light. His momentum and these like down to the wire frame knockouts are crazy. Okay, there we go. Goes in for Monihalla's neutral light counteracts Marckiemoo side air.
Is this the exhausted to get out of? I think this is the exhausted recovery to get out of this.
Double neutral light into recovery. He gets a recovery.
So close to get out of that. And I honestly think, I don't know if jumping would have come out fast enough there. I'm not certain.
Towards the end, you just look at them and they're like, "Hey, okay, we're just done. Bye-bye. We accept their fates." And Marckiemoo's scythe, man, that's what he's known for. That's why we know Marckiemoo is that scythe. It's not the gauntlets, it's the scythe gameplay. And that just goes to show. And Monihalla only did 106 damage with both his weapons.
He did more damage.
He made more damage with his unarmed gameplay.
Bro, he did 1 point more damage on unarmed than both of his weapons combined. And I guarantee you that 96 damage on orb is from that one string. The one string that he almost hit fully on Marckiemoo. That was it.
That was it. Oh my god, dude.
I have never seen a player trivialize a tournament like that in my years of casting this game.
Dude. Oh my gosh, dude. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, we know Marckiemoo, and I'm going to correct myself. We know Marckiemoo for being very stylish with that scythe. He's good with gauntlets. I'm not saying he's not, but bro, tonight that was a great set to go ahead and cast in Grands. I wish Monihalla stuck with the Azuri though, because I think he would have done better with that.
Of course, you wish he stuck with the Azuri. You made him the character.
Okay, I'm biased with Azuri anyway. Okay, I'm not going to say that, but I'm not going to not say that. But he was going a lot more better with his guitars than he was doing with some of his greatsword options that we saw in the first round. So going into that second, he really should have like stuck with his guitars a bit, and especially the final round, he should have swapped to Red Raptor. I think he just went to it because it's like, okay, I have to reverse 3 in Grands and then play another set. But yeah, Marckiemoo is the GOAT of Brawlhalla. He's the Sub-Zero Moose Wars champion, and there's a reason why he's going crazy in majors and stuff like that. So props to him. Glad that we had them there. Both players sponsored by Meow, from what it's saying here as well. So we had a Meow back and forth.
Shout out.
Yeah, we also had, I believe, a Perseus matchup too, because they're both in Perseus going back and forth. So I know that clan was going crazy. So, but yeah, with that being said, though, hopefully you guys enjoyed yourself in the Twitch chat. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the broadcast. Shout out to everyone that's been in the background as well, between the casters, between production, which is Sandwick, between all the staff, such as Cody, such as Linkle, such as everyone that's been in the background. Our design team's been going crazy. So very much shouts to everyone that's been involved in the past month to provide this event to you guys and provide the next event coming up in about next month there for March 29th and 30th, the Moose Wars Mystic Era. That's gonna be crazy. I can't wait to see where we go with designing that stuff goes. But is there anything you want to say there, Mr. Hackle, before we go ahead and take our leave for the night?
Thank you everyone for joining us on this crazy ride of a tournament. Fantastic gameplay in 2v2 and 1v1 especially. Look forward to the start of the competitive year of Brawlhalla. If you're a competitor and you haven't signed up for Winters already, make sure you do. Don't miss that deadline. Then once that's over, make sure you sign up for Moose Wars Mystic Era as well. Yeah,
for sure. And with that being said, special shout out to the new casters that came in. We had 4 new casters this weekend, and they did pretty well. I'm glad to have them. And shouts to everyone that came in clutch this past Saturday. So appreciate you all. Thank you guys very much for being here. And with that being said, have a fantastic rest of your night. And we'll see you guys during Moose Wars Mystic Era coming up the next month. Have a good rest of your night, guys. Peace out.